From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Daniels Roofing, licensed, bonded, insured roofing contractor. 45 years of generational expertise, offering a variety of roofing systems in the North State. Composition shingles, metal, tile, fire-safe wood shingles, and spray foam roofing systems. An energy-saving cool roof, perfect for commercial flat roofs and mobile homes. With other companies, you may get a foreman or a salesman, but with Daniels Roofing, you get Daniel. Call today for your free estimate. Daniels Roofing, 3 generations working hard to protect your home and business.
Happy holidays from Weather NorCal and our sponsors. Have a wonderful holiday season.
Happy Thursday morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Kruger. So glad you could join me here this morning on this Thanksgiving morning. Let's get you to Kruger's Quickcast here for those of you that just want to see what's going on out there this morning and for the rest of the day. Here's what we've got. We've got a freeze warning until 9 a.m. for all of the areas in purple. This very little area here along the coast of Del Norte is a freeze watch also until 9 a.m. Bottom line, it's going to be cold any way you look at it. Looking out the door this morning, cold across the board. You're talking temperatures mid to upper 30s in the valley, teens and 20s for the higher elevations. There may be some patchy fog for some of those inland and mountain valleys. And by the way, you know, parts of the valley could see some patchy fog as well, but you have to head south into, say, the San Joaquin Valley before you start seeing more of that dense fog. But here's what we've got here. We do have an area of low pressure right here. Looks impressive, doesn't it? But it's not going to come anywhere near us. We've got a big parade of storms over the Pacific. They're not going to be impacting us today, tomorrow, 7 to 10 days from now either. You take a look at your forecast for today, though. You're talking temperatures upper 50s to about 60. Really, the temperatures you saw yesterday, that's essentially what we're going to see here. Just a little bit of that nip in the air even for the valley, but much cooler in the mountains in the 30s and 40s. And there you can see those temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 50s for your daytime highs for the coast, and upper 50s to around 60 heading into many of the inland areas. Of course, look at that. Plenty of sunshine here across the board, turning out to be a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Again, just a little chilly out there for some of us. There's your 7-day outlook for the valley. It's getting warmer. We're talking mid to low to mid 60s, really. Let's put it that way here for the end of the weekend and going into next week. The coast, inland, Trinity County, also getting a little bit warmer. Even for the coast, you're talking upper 50s by the end of the weekend and early next week. Siskiyou, Modoc, and the Eastern Mountains. Yeah, you can see out in Siskiyou, first of all, look at the morning lows. I mean, you're in the teens. It's going to be cold mornings, and really not warming up a whole lot towards Susanville, for example. You're only looking at temperatures in the upper 40s. And speaking of cold, how about the run for food in Chico? That starts at 9 a.m. Temperatures mid to upper 30s by the time you get to 7 a.m. if you're one of those early birds. But there you can see by 43, by 9 a.m. that is, it'll be up to about 43 degrees. How about your turkey trot in Redding? That starts at in Eureka. Starts at 9 a.m. mid to upper 30s here. 41 though by 9 a.m. So by the time you're starting that run, still pretty chilly out there. And then eventually in the low 50s by 11 and 12. Here's your run for food in Mount Shasta. You want to talk about cold. I mean, you want to try to warm up here and maybe early, get that early start. Whew, man, oh man, I tell you what. By 9 a.m., it's only about 33 degrees. So by the time the race starts, still right around freezing. And the turkey trot for Redding, 8 o'clock is when the first race starts. So you'll have to kind of warm up yourself as well because it's going to be quite cold this morning. I know one of the options, instead of a shirt, you can get, or maybe both, I'm not sure, you can get a sweatshirt. I think a lot of people are going to be wearing those sweatshirts this morning. Things over their heads to keep themselves warm. Definitely a chilly start to the day, but hey, kudos to you if you're out there this morning and running in that cold weather. Hey, look at this. Not a chain requirement to be seen. I do want to mention, though, even though there aren't any chain requirements, if you're heading out to Tahoe this morning, do note that there are going to be some slick spots out there, so just please be extra careful. Down to the south, some chain requirements down over the southern Sierra, but I would be willing to guess that most of you aren't going to be heading down there from here, although if you're watching from somewhere, that's where you're seeing that. Now, there was a dense fog advisory that was issued by the National Weather Service last night and early this morning. No longer the case. It's mainly down into the San Joaquin Valley where you can see most of the dense fog. But I do want to remind you that there could be some patchy fog out there for some of us, especially along those bodies of water, say the Sacramento River. Those inland and those mountain valleys could also also see some fog this morning. But there's your travel forecast. Probably not a lot of traveling out there today, but if you're watching Weather NorCal from one of these locations, well, oh man, it's going to be cold for your daytime high in Spokane or even out in Boise with the temperature of about 38 degrees. We take you out to Saturday. It's not changing much here temperature-wise. Down to the south, maybe you're watching from Palm Springs. Oh man, 74 degrees. You are a lucky one if you're there. San Diego, some fog this morning with about 72 degrees. Fresno, about 57 with that morning fog. And South Lake Tahoe, maybe you're heading out there or maybe you are there. Enjoying it. A little cool, only about 52 degrees out towards South Lake Tahoe. Red Bluff, about 60. Las Vegas. Hey, you maybe gambled on some good weather. Well, looks like you won that bet there. 62 degrees for Vegas here for your Saturday. 77 that is, in Yuma. Hello in Yuma if you're watching from Yuma. All right, let's go and take a look at our airport delays, and there aren't any, at least based on what we're seeing here this morning. There is some winter weather out there, and there may be some minor impacts, especially off to the north and east here for today. Tomorrow, we've got around the lakes, basically a lot of that lake effect snow possibly creating some problems there. But otherwise, you look across the nation overall, looks like pretty good travel weather. All right, so let's get to the local forecast. Here's the deal. We got areas of fog out there, but again, nothing major. Just know that you may run into some patchy fog out there this morning. Cold and frosty the next few mornings. We're already seeing that. If you have to do any of the turkey trots or run for food events, oh man, I tell you what's going to be cold. Mainly sunny and seasonal, though, for the next 7 to 10 days. And some of the long-range forecast models, not all of them, but some of them are indicating that we are dry through mid-December. Now, we can only hope that that's wrong, and we'll kind of get in better alignment here, but it's looking at least for the next 7 to 10 days, it's dry. Now, you can see here a storm system down to our south. That's not going to impact us. Storm system over here. That's not going to impact us. Why? Well, because number one, we got this ridge of high pressure right here. This area of low pressure can't really move into this ridge, so what's going to happen is it's kind of just move off to the east and fizzle out, may bring some showers down to Southern California. But watch closely, because as you see here, this ridge of high pressure, essentially what's going to happen, you're going to see what's going to happen is this. All the storms that are over the Pacific, they're going to ride up and over this ridge of high pressure, meaning we are left with dry conditions. So let's put this into motion for you. There's a storm. See all these storms just coming up and over. There's another storm, and there's another storm coming. See what's happening? They're all just going up and over that ridge of high pressure. And this ridge, I mean, it is it's holding on. It doesn't want to move anywhere. This is through next Thursday. We are looking out a week from today, not budging. And that's why the Climate Prediction Center has us in the better chances of seeing below normal rainfall, although it looks like you might see better chances for rain in that longer range for the Pacific Northwest, warmer than normal even for the Pacific Northwest for December 4th through December 8th. And the 10-day trend, of course, you can see that. Now, again, we're not looking at temperatures that much above normal. You're only talking about 5 degrees above normal at most. So that's what we're looking at here for the next 10 days. But unfortunately, that's also the dry weather. So here's what we've got. Looking at your wave heights for today, no big deal. They're increasing a little bit. They're inching upwards a little bit for Friday, but no big deal there either. There's a marine forecast for your Thursday. East winds at 5 knots. Your waves from the northwest at 3 feet in about 6 seconds. And from the west at 2 feet at 15 seconds. Your sunrise and your sunset, and no advisories. Here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures mid to upper 50s for your daytime highs. It's inching up a little bit warmer each day. About 55 degrees for Eureka, 57 for Blue Lake, 60 for Honeydew, and 55 degrees in Shelter Cove. Let's take you up north. 60 in Gasquet, 59 degrees for Orleans, 60 in Willow Creek, and Smith River, a high of about 58 degrees. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, 43 degrees in Fort Jones, 45 in Etna, 41 in Tennant, and Doris, quite chilly today, only a high of about 35 degrees. Tule Lake, about 38, 41 for Alturas and Canby, 42 for California Pines. And let's take you to Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast with 44 degrees in Fall River Mills, 46 in Boerne, 54 in Paradise and Kronberg, about 47 degrees. And your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamith Painting. And yes, they paint anything. If you have a household project, in your room, in a house, or your house needs painting, Walgamith will do it. They go do small jobs and they do very big jobs as well. All right, there you can see temperatures in the low 60s here for your Friday, and we pretty much keep it that way going into your Wednesday. Take you up north, 60 for the city of Shasta Lake, 57 in Whiskeytown, 60 in Palo Cedro. Hey, let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for Redding. And there you've got those temperatures in the low 60s. I mean, look at that, 60 degrees on Thursday, 62 on Friday, Saturday, and then looks like in the mid 60s for your Monday and Tuesday. So it is warming up and staying dry. Hope you have yourselves a great Thanksgiving morning. I'll be back again this afternoon. Until then, have a great morning.
Wiggly mouth.
Woggy mouth.
No.
Painting.
Wiggy mouth.
It's Woogie Moth Painting.
It's Walgamith Painting, and yes, we'll paint anything.